Hey guys, it's Beast, and I've got an amazing video for you guys today. Well, a lot of people don't understand the story well in Infinity Blade, and I just wanted to put this out because a awesome story buff in the Infinity Blade forums. Shout out to you, Sims32. He wrote a summary of the story. Obviously, it's a summary, so it's going to leave out some details, but it does give a very good general picture of what's going on. So, huge thanks to Sims32. You heard this from my Infinity Blade 2 Master Guide, intro guide, whatever you want to call it. I'll link that whole guide in the description. Check it out. I think it's helps a lot of people. But anyway, let's get started. So this includes the 2 games and the book. It's pretty cool, and it does not include the 1.3 content, although that didn't have a lot of story significance. I will go over that 1.3 content briefly, even though it was not originally in the story summary and not in the written version either. Alright, so I just wanted to put this in an audio form to make it a little easier to digest. So let's get going. Obviously start with Infinity Blade, the first game. In the first Infinity Blade, the player takes control of Cyrus, an apparent medieval knight or warrior who is equipped with metal armor and sword. Cyrus has trained his entire life to fight the God King, an immortal being who enslaves the people of Cyrus's homeland. Cyrus plans to avenge his father's death, who died at the hands of the God King 20 years prior. Cyrus approaches the God King's castle, the Dark Citadel. Numerous warriors, or titans, the Dark Citadel is also known as Atlantimore. Numerous warriors or titans that serve the God King confront him. Cyrus engages each opponent in a sword duel and wins each match with ease. Cyrus reaches the throne room and challenges the God King, who accepts and reveals the game's ultimate weapon, the God-killing Infinity Blade. A long battle ensues, with Cyrus being victorious in the end by taking the Infinity Blade from the God King and using it against him. The God King's dying words warn of Cyrus of greater dangers that will be hunting him now. Cyrus pulls the blade from the God King's body and approaches his throne. Noticing a small lighted mirror on the armrest, Cyrus presses the object, causing 4 large mechanical devices to descend from the ceiling and project a large 3D hologram image of an unknown planet with a nearby moon that appears to be shattered. In the game update, The Deathless Kings, Cyrus enters the dungeon area of the castle. Cyrus uses the Infinity Blade to defeat 3 Deathless that are imprisoned in the dungeon, these being Elysium, Quero, and Gortol, who were apparently imprisoned by the God King, and Cyrus has to defeat with the Infinity Blade, obviously. After defeating these Deathless, a 4th, much larger door opens. Cyrus enters the 4th door and immediately observes high-tech machinery, robot arms, and 4 large liquid-filled tubes, each containing a lifeless body of the armored God King. Cyrus is confronted by a large mechanical robot who states, "You are now in the chamber of your god." After slaying the robot, also known as Zero Mech, a knight, Arkarin, wearing the same armor as Cyrus's father, emerges in the robot. Arkarin explains that he is of the same kin as Cyrus and that he chose to serve and taste immortality. Cyrus is enraged by this traitor and kills him with the Infinity Blade. Arkarin warns Cyrus that he will return, he being the God King, which we find out later, and claim what is rightfully his, presumably the Infinity Blade. In the alternate ending of this game, kind of like a little Easter egg, I don't know, they didn't really continue the story from here, but in an alternate ending of the game, during the duel with the God King, Cyrus is offered the choice to serve the God King. If Cyrus accepts, the God King explains that he was once immortal and there are more evil and corrupt Deathless in the world, that he and Cyrus will vanquish them all. Supposedly this is, when you do that, that's what happened to Arkarin. I'm not really sure, it's kind of a gray area in the story, so, yeah, but that's pretty much it for Infinity Blade 1. Alright, let's get on to the book, which has a lot of story. Infinity Blade Awakening is a short novella that takes place immediately after the death of the God King. Cyrus learns that his victory will result in other Deathless seeking revenge on him and anyone near him. Cyrus returns to the Dark Citadel, or Atlantimore, looking for answers. Cyrus learns that the blade is not yet activated and the God King still lives. This return is short-lived, as the remaining Titans who claimed allegiance to Cyrus quickly betray him and attempt to retrieve the blade. Cyrus believes that his only chance at survival is to trust a human female assassin, Issa, or Issaline, who had just tried to take his life and the blade as well. Issa convinces Cyrus that she is for hire and he needs her assistance. Cyrus reluctantly agrees as they both leave the castle. The novella also presents the point of view of the God King, whose given name is Raedriar. Raedriar is reborn in a different temple and realizes that the blade was not fully functional when he was killed. Raedriar believes that the death of Arkarin has now fully activated the blade, allowing it to kill Deathless. Raedriar believes that the Worker of Secrets has sent Cyrus and uses video surveillance to watch as Cyrus returns to the Dark Citadel. Ridgerar watches the interactions between Issa and Cyrus. He is confused to her identity and who she serves. He observes the two leave the castle and prepares a surveillance team as he prepares to visit the worker. During his contemplations, Ridgerar makes reference to the fact that technology is only available to the deathless and has been abandoned long ago for common folk. After speaking with Issa, Cyrus is convinced that he must meet with the Worker of Secrets, the human who crafted the Infinity Blade. Issa explains that the Worker is imprisoned in the Vault of Tears, an eternal punishment for creating the blade. Issa does not know the location of the vault, but convinces Cyrus to seek the deathless named Sadie, as she may know the location. During their journey, Issa and Cyrus come across a small shape-shifting golem named Tel, or T-E-L. Cyrus is weary of Tel, believing him to be a spy of Rhaegar, however chooses to keep him at his side. Cyrus arrives at Sadie's estate and quickly eliminates Sadie's champions. Sadie provides the location of the blade, however attempts to kill Cyrus. Sadie provides the location of the Worker of Secrets, however attempts to kill Cyrus. Cyrus does away with Sadie by killing her with the Infinity Blade, meaning she is permanently dead, and after that notices an obelisk with the Infinity Blade impression, similar to the one he used to open the 3 doors in the dungeons in the Guard King's castle. He places the Infinity Blade in the object, hoping for something to reveal itself, but however the obelisk is a decoy and quickly disappears with the blade. The obelisk was a trap set by Rhaegar, who is now present and has the Infinity Blade. Shocked, Cyrus demands a duel of Rhaegar. Rhaegar laughs and questions if Cyrus even knows his own true name, Alsar. Rhaegar is about to strike Cyrus with the Infinity Blade when a poisoned arrow strikes Cyrus in the head, killing him. Rhaegar turns to see Issa fleeing the scene and decides he needs to make his own quick departure as well. Cyrus wakes in a birthing chamber that had been located by Issa. Cyrus, now confirmed to be deathless, demands answers of Tel. Tel advises that he serve Cyrus, whose true name is Alsar. Tel states that thousands of years ago, Alsar chose to wipe his memory and be reborn as a child after every death. Tel was ordered to administer this process and never speak a word of it. Tel continues to explain the process in detail, including the fact that Cyrus and not his ancestors has dueled Rhaegar for thousands of years. Cyrus decides that regardless of who he is, he will seek to defeat the Worker of Secrets. That is the end of Infinity Blade Awakening. Alright, so Infinity Blade 2 and Infinity Blade Awakening kind of collide. Like, the Sadie opening scene is in both, so I'm not going to talk about that from the Infinity Blade 2 perspective. I'm just going to jump right into where the story actually continues. Alright, so after all that happens, Cyrus makes his way to the Vault of Tears. He approaches the large castle with the Vault of Tears, and he slices his way through Titans as he attempts to break 4 seals inside the castle. 3 Blood Sentinels guard seals that are placed throughout the castle. These 3 Blood Sentinels being the Stone Demon, the Archivist, who is quite an interesting character, and the MX Goliath, or the Exopilot, who controls the MX Goliath. The 4th seal at the top of the tower is guarded by Thane, who claims that the worker is bound by the seals, and no mortal can release them, as each seal will kill the person that attempts to break it. Cyrus, being a deathless himself, is not concerned and begins to break each seal. Each seal results in his death and subsequent rebirth. Cyrus returns to the castle 4 times, each trip taking several years. During his quest, Cyrus learns that the castle was once the home of a vile evil, who was slain by Rhaegar and believed to be truly dead. This vile evil is presumably Osar, and he presumably did something terrible, often speculated to be killing his own wife, and then that was what caused him to wipe his memory in the first place. Although Tel is quite withholding, so we don't learn much about that. And the vile evil was apparently slain by Rhaegar on the plains of Koroth, and like I said earlier, the Archivist being an interesting character, he questions the death of this vile evil, and obviously if the vile evil was Osar, then he's obviously not dead. He's comes back as Cyrus. He's the same person, but he has no memory of who he was. He has a little bit, but it's mostly gone. So that's why everybody thought he was dead, because he had a new name and everything. Alright, in this same update that added the Vile stuff, Cyrus acquires the Vile armor, blade, helm, and shield. Cyrus, when wearing the armor, now has access to a room below the tomb of an unknown king. Against the advice of Tel, Cyrus enters the room and views a statue of a man in vile armor holding a dagger in one hand and the arm of a smiling woman in the other. Female whispers are heard that start with joy and end in screams. Cyrus then acquires the game's most powerful ring, the Holy Band, and leaves the room. This is obviously the Holy Band is most likely their wedding ring. Cyrus, Alsar, and his wife, and obviously them started with joy and ended with screams, so that's why I think that Osar ended up killing his own wife. Cyrus returns at the top of the tower, and after a long duel with Thane, gains access to the Worker's prison. The Worker of Secrets informs Cyrus that the only way that he can be freed is if Ragear takes his place. Cyrus then sets out to Sadie's estate in an attempt to find Ragear. Ragear appears and is defeated by Cyrus. Cyrus keeps Ragear alive and brings Ragear and the Infinity Blade back to the Worker. The Worker is freed, however, betrays Cyrus, and imprisons him using the Infinity Blade. The Worker takes the Infinity Blade and informs Cyrus that Cyrus, Osar, had actually imprisoned him, and as he now holds the Infinity Blade, all of his rivals will follow him, or he will use the Infinity Blade to truly kill them. The Worker then exits the prison, leaving Cyrus and Ragear behind. After the final credits, the last scene of the game shows Issa approaching the castle in the game. So yeah, that's basically a summary of the entire story, and pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's a good story. There's a couple of gray areas, not really sure what's happening, but maybe those will be filled in with dungeons, which, as you know, is a prequel, as we are serving to the apprentice to the Master of the Forge, the Master of the Forge is most likely the Worker of Secrets, so he's going to be the apprentice to the Worker of Secrets. Not sure who that character is going to be. Should be pretty cool. Some people have speculated that Torin or somebody, I don't know. It should be really, really cool. And they'll unveil some story stuff. And also, what's going to happen in Infinity Blade 3? I personally would love to see Osar and or Cyrus and Ragear team up to take down the Worker, and that'd be really cool. Of course, they gotta get out of there first, but Ragear can get out of there because he's not bound by QIP, which is what a Deathless has and what keeps them from coming back. So yeah, Ragear can get out and free Cyrus. If, of course, I mean, Cyrus did beat the crap out of Ragear, so I'm not really sure Ragear wants to help him. So we'll have to see. And I'm really excited to see what happens in Dungeons in Infinity Blade 3. But that's it for this video. I am Silver's Beast, and I'm out.